Hello guys and welcome back to another YouTube video. It's been a while again. It's been, I don't know how many months. It's been a lot of months. A lot more months than it should have been. But I'm back with another YouTube video. In today's video we're going to make a bowl of cereal because I do something called the Cereal Podcast. If you don't know what that is, I'll put a link to it in my description. I eat cereal and talk about stuff. That's about it really. I do a podcast but I eat cereal, so you know, cool. So yeah, in today's video hopefully I'll teach you how to make a good bowl of cereal, because that is important to the start of people's days, is a good bowl of cereal. Now the first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to get the right sort of clothing. So yeah, you're going to want a shirt, you're going to want some socks in case your feet get cold, and you're going to want some pants, maybe short. Right, so as you can see I am now changed and ready to make a good bowl of cereal. It's going to be better than good, it's going to be near perfect. A near perfect bowl of cereal is what I'm going to create today. So as you can see I've got the top, the Cereal Podcast top, which I've made myself, so if you want one, that's a shame. It took a while, it took longer than it should have to make, and it looks cool. This is a spoon, this is milk, and this is a bowl that says the Cereal Podcast. So I made myself merch, basically, and I only made it for me. So if you want it, you could pay me £200 for it. Also, there's going to be a noise. A washing machine's going off, so you know that's happening. But we're gonna. Okay, so as I said, we're gonna start making a bowl of cereal now. So as you can see by my amazing demonstrations, we have gotten a bowl. You can see the bowl has it's black and white. It's just a bowl. It's not the most important part of making cereal. Well, it is. You got to make sure it's nice and you got to be able to clinkerify it, otherwise the satisfaction of eating cereal isn't really there anymore. So once you've got on your bowl, what you want to do now is you want to get your cereal. Today we are using Malted Wheetes from Asda. That is going to be our cereal of choice and the cereal of choice for the podcast. So what you got to do is you got to open all sides. Got to open the packaging and then you got to pour it in. You know, if you're only having a small breakfast, maybe that's the amount you want. You know, a nice small amount. But this isn't for breakfast, nor do I ever eat a small amount of cereal. You know, we add a bit more. There's your that's probably a normal bowl of cereal, but we're gonna add some more because we're hungry. Oh no, some of it's fell out, but that's okay, because you know what you do? You get this bit that's fallen out, chuck it in your gob, and you are golden. So there, now you've got a nice. Oh no, another bit's fell out. Just got to munch on it. You've just got to eat it. If it falls out, the rule is you have to eat it, I believe. So you give it a little bit of a jiggle, you know, spread it out, compact it in if you want to. If you're in the mood for compacting your cereal into a bowl, then that is what you got to do. So it's nice and compact now. We've got our cereal, it's in the bowl. What do we have to do next? Obviously, you've put the cereal in, now you've got to put the milk in. We are using milk from Asda again. What a surprise, it's like it's the shop near me. We're using semi-skimmed milk. I don't know how big this one is. How many things is in it? 6 pints of milk. A lot of milk because we need it to last a while, because people are, you know what, Corona, that's it. So you want to get your milk, you want to make sure it's not got that little thingy on the top which, you know, doesn't allow you to pour it out, otherwise you're not going to be able to put milk in your cereal. So you're going to get your milk and you're going to give it a nice circular motion. Once the milk starts falling out, you circle it around just like that, you drizzle it in, you make sure you reach all crevices. You know, you might not want lots of milk, you might just want a little bit of milk. And there you go, that's how you do it. A little teeny tiny pour into the bowl. Oh, okay, you make sure Don't twist the lid too far, otherwise it makes an explosion noise and you feel like you're going to die. But you know, if you want more milk in, chuck a lot of milk in. But you're going to have to make sure you leave enough room for the cereal to rise. So you might not want to put as much cereal in if you're going to use that much milk. Okay, so now what you want to do is you want to get something to eat your perfect cereal bowl. Not the bowl. You don't want to eat the bowl, you want to eat the cereal. And you want to get something that's going to allow you to scoop the right amount of cereal into your gob. Now what are we going to do for that? A fork? No, we're not going to use a fork. That would be silly. Unless you got, like, I don't know, noodle cereal? Is that a thing? Probably not. Either way, we're going to want a spoon. As you can see, this spoon is very spoon-like and it is good for spooning. Stainless steel, obviously. And you just plop that on top. You don't engulf it into the cereal bowl because this is not the sort of cereal you want to engulf with. Now, you're not limited to the things I've used. You know, you don't have to use a spoon. If you really want to use a fork, use a fork. But that is weird. You don't have to use semi-skimmed Asda milk from Britain. You can use full fat milk, although that is weird. You can use a skimmed milk, full fat milk? I don't know. You can use almond milk. You can use the pistachio milk. Is pistachio milk a thing? I don't know if pistachio, I don't know. Anyways, and you're not, obviously you're not limited to this cereal right here because that would be insane. You know, we have a wide variety in this house. We have the Malted Wheaties. We also have honeycomb, cornflakey, mabob things. So don't you worry your Nelly. Now, the cereal's done, okay. Okay, so the cereal is now done. We can move on from the cereal. And what would go lovely with your cereal right here? A cup of tea or coffee. Today we're going to be making a cup of tea. So if you give me 2 seconds, I will not change the camera. I'll just get everything ready. I think, probably. Yeah, cool. Okay, so first thing we're making tea or coffee. I'm not going to limit your choices on which one you're going to make. But the first thing you've got to do, no matter what, is you've got to switch your kettle on. Look at that. Kettle's on. It's going to boil. Got to leave it to boil, and then, well, we're going to come back. Right, so as you can hear, the kettle has nearly boiled in the background. So what do I need next? What is the next most important thing when making a cup of tea or coffee? Of course, it's a cup. What else would we need except a cup? Well, that is your tea or coffee. So now, chuck a tea bag in there. We've now got tea bag in the cup, ready to be teaified. I don't know if that's a word, but we're making it a word. So your kettle's now boiled. It's now got some nice hot water in it, and we're going to pour that straight in there. We don't put the milk in first because we are not psychopaths. You get, oh no, oh, look at that. Look at all that water. All that water ready to be made into tea. Now, if you're low on kettle water after that, make sure you fill it up. Oh, Jesus Christ. Make sure you fill up the kettle water straight away, just in case, you know, you want another one. So now what we're going to do is we're going to get our little spoon. Now, a little spoon is important because we're not going to use a big spoon because that would be silly. It's too big for the cup. So we're just going to like drown the tea bag for a bit, you know, make sure all that tea goodness is in there. And then we're going to get the tea bag, we're going to push it against the side. Ow, it's a bit hot, be careful, hold the handle. Make sure you're going to get all that tea juice out. Now what you're going to want to do is you can take the tea bag out. Now, you're going to want to do this very carefully because it's hot. So if you want to go further, more tea into the, oh Jesus, that is really hot. If you, oh no, I've made a spillage, okay. So if you want to make it more tea, you can press on the tea bag, you know, get more tea out. Be careful though, because it is very hot. Oh no, I'm dying. Okay, we're finished with the tea bag. It's too hot, I can't. So you want to put the tea bag in the bin and you want to put the spoon back in. Now, of course we've made a spillage here. So what we're going to do is, I've made such a spillage. We're going to lift the tea up, and there we go, just like that. Just like that, it is gone. It's like Sillet Bang. So, we've got the tea in. You know, you might want to give it a bit of a stir. I don't know why, because there's nothing else in there, it's just tea. Now, some people like their tea black. They're weirdos, frankly. I prefer mine with some milk in it. So you're going to want to put some milk in it. Unlike with the cereal, you just want to dump the milk in, really. You don't want to take your time with it. You just want to get it all in there, and then we're going to stir with our little spoon. This is why the little spoon's here. Squeezes some of the tea out, does a little bit of stirring. Look at that, beautiful. You might want to stir the other way, you know, mix it up. Go clockwise, go anti-clockwise, go forwards and backwards. You might want to do a bit of that, and then we're going to 3 taps, and then we're going to whisk the spoon off back to the kettle, just like that. We've got a cup of tea. We've also got our bowl of cereal. We also have a fork that we still don't need to use. And now you're ready to have the perfect breakfast. So we finished making our cereal now. It is here. And because we've made a cup of tea after the cereal, we've let the milk soak into the cereal. So you're going to have some really soggy bits of cereal, which enhances your ability to eat it, which is good. And with the cereal, of course, we have our cup of tea, which is still hot. Not surprisingly, obviously, because you would have thought the tea would have been hot since we've just made it. But yeah, that is how we make a good bowl of cereal, and accompanied by a lovely cup of tea. And now you can go forward, make a podcast. I mean, don't steal that's my idea. That is original. That's the only original thing I've ever done, so don't steal it. But yeah, if you want to come listen to the cereal podcast, you won't get a t-shirt, but you can listen to me talk while I eat cereal. That's just as good if you ask me. So that will be linked in the description, as I said before. If you did like this video, leave a like. Comment if you want me to make other food. You know, I don't just make cereal, although I mainly just make cereal. And yeah, that's about it. So like, subscribe if you're new, put on notifications because I upload about once every 6 months. Make some cereal, make a cup of tea, just like I did, because I'm amazing, obviously. And yeah, that's about it. Hopefully I'll see you on my podcast, and I'll see you next time.